All right, let's jump right in. Think about this. When you're hit with a really tough problem, what's your gut reaction? Do you try to make the best of the situation you're in, or do you look for a way to just change the rules of the game entirely? Today, we're looking at two incredible but totally different approaches to problem solving, the diplomat and the revolutionary. It's kind of like having two master chefs in a kitchen. The first one, our diplomat, looks at the ingredients on the counter and says, okay, with this, I can create the absolute best meal possible. But the second chef, our revolutionary, sees the same ingredients and goes, wait a minute, why are these our only options? Let's invent a whole new way to cook. And that's really the heart of what we're talking about today, working within your limits versus trying to completely shatter them. So first up, let's meet the diplomat. This is someone who has mastered the art of what's called mathematical optimization. It's all about being pragmatic, being super precise, and just squeezing every last drop of value out of a situation. Optimization is all about playing the hand you're dealt and playing it perfectly. It accepts the reality of the situation. You have a limited budget, you have a fixed amount of time, whatever it is. The goal isn't to wish those limits away. No, the goal is to find the single best possible outcome you can get with those limits. It's a really clean, logical, and powerful way of thinking. And this quote, it pretty much sums up the diplomat's entire worldview. To an optimizer, constraints aren't the enemy. They're just the rules of the game. They define the playing field. In making a compromise, that's not seen as a failure at all. It's actually a smart, calculated move to get the best result you can within those rules. Let's make this super concrete. Say you've got one single piece of cardboard, and your mission is to make a box that holds as much stuff as possible. The optimizer approaches this like a brilliant engineer. First, define the resource, one piece of cardboard. Check. Second, set the goal, maximum volume. Check. Then you break out the heavy-duty math, like differential calculus, to figure out the absolute perfect dimensions. And boom, you get one single, precise, optimal answer. Okay, so that's our diplomat. But now, let's switch gears completely and meet our second giant, the revolutionary. This problem solver wields an amazing tool called TRIZ. And TRIZ doesn't just play the game better, it wants to flip the whole board over. So TRIZ, which is short for Theory of Inventive Problem Solving, works on a totally different wavelength. It looks at a problem and doesn't see limits, it sees a contradiction that needs to be destroyed. You know that classic trade-off, like, I can make this stronger, but it'll be heavier? TRIZ basically looks at that and says, nope, I refuse to choose. We're going to find a way to make it stronger and lighter. I mean, just listen to that. It's the polar opposite of the diplomat, right? Where optimization sees compromise as a smart tactic, TRIZ sees it as a failure of imagination. For the revolutionary, a contradiction isn't a roadblock. It's actually a flashing neon sign pointing the way to a massive breakthrough. So let's go back to our cardboard box. Instead of getting out a calculator, the TRIZ revolutionary starts asking these wonderfully wild questions, like, who says we can only use this piece of cardboard? Or, hey, what about hidden resources? Could we use something like air pressure to inflate the box? Better yet, what's this box even for? Is there a better way to do that job that doesn't involve a box at all? See, TRIZ just smashes the rules to find a completely new path. Okay, so we've got these two powerhouse approaches. They're both brilliant, but they're completely different. This brings us to the million-dollar question, right? When do you call in the precise diplomat, and when is it time to unleash the creative revolutionary? This breakdown here makes it super clear. You call the diplomat, you use optimization. When your problem is well-defined, it's mathematical, and the rules are set in stone. Think about having a fixed budget for groceries. You optimize what's in your cart to get the most for your money. But you unleash the revolutionary. You use TRIZ when the rules are bendable. Maybe instead of just accepting the prices, you can negotiate with the shopkeeper, completely changing the game. But here's where it gets really cool. This isn't just about picking one side. These two aren't always rivals. In fact, they can be the ultimate problem-solving team-up, like two superheroes combining their powers for the final battle. So, which is it? Are they rivals, constantly fighting for the right way to solve a problem? Or are they actually partners in a powerful alliance? Well, it turns out the most creative, most elegant solutions often happen when they work together. So here's how that dream team works. It starts with TRIZ. TRIZ is the one that provides that initial, brilliant spark of creativity. It asks the what-if question that nobody else is asking. For our box problem, TRIZ might come up with a radical idea for a new kind of foldable structure that nobody's ever thought of before. And right then, optimization jumps in to fan that creative flame into a roaring fire. It takes that amazing, out-of-the-box idea from TRIZ and it perfects it. It figures out the exact angles, the most precise dimensions, the most efficient way to make it. It turns a wild creative concept into a flawless, optimal reality. So, when you boil it all down, the most important thing to remember is this. It's not about picking your favorite and sticking with it. It's about building a versatile mental toolbox so you're ready for any challenge that life throws at you. Asking which one is better, the Diplomat or the Revolutionary, is kind of like asking if a hammer is better than a screwdriver. It's just the wrong question. It all depends on the job you're trying to do. Optimization teaches you how to get the most lemonade out of a single lemon. TRIZ teaches you to step back and ask, why are we making lemonade when we could invent a brand new magical drink? So as we finish up, I want to leave you with a question to think about. Look at the challenges you're facing right now, big or small. Does your situation call for the calm, calculated precision of a diplomat, finding the best possible path within the existing rules? Or is it maybe time to unleash your inner revolutionary, to shatter the constraints and change the game for good?